I just moved into the UK, I was moving with, you know, some kind of people that I could not even tell them what I do. I can't tell them, you know, my role and stuff, because I believe they will look down on me. And I you know, few months that it was like that for me. We'll hang out together, I will be lying about what I do, and so it's all lack of confidence, you know, because it can't happen to me anymore now. I don't care who you are, even if you are the MD of, I don't know, Shell or whatever company. I'm a support worker. That's what I do. Like I said, I used to talk about life in the UK. We have a lot of scenarios whereby the girl does not need anything from the guy. It's just for him to be 100% and present in the relationship. And it's not that you're gifting her. It's not that you're doing anything. You're still cheating on her. You're still messing. So a lot of people come with their relationship problem. Some people say they're in a situationship. Even in the UK, I'll be like, why are you doing that to yourself? You're working your ass out like probably 5 days in a week, and you're still dating a man that will not give you peace. You know, so that's just how I see it. I believe it's a selfish world now. It's a selfish generation, and it goes both ways now. I have some male friends that they cannot date some certain people that probably beneath them, because they've worked so hard, they've put a lot of effort to get to where they are. So right now they are looking for companionship and partnership. As a woman, the more you start working on yourself, the more you start, you know, bringing in more values, the more you start loving yourself, the more you start respecting yourself, the more you start, you know, setting boundaries, you know. So, and some men cannot just stand that.
They can't stand that.
Yeah, they just, when they say UK men are stingy, I say no, it's not the country. If a stingy person is a stingy person, a callous person is a callous. Even in Nigeria, we have some people, if you are a giver, you are a giver. Right. That's it. Right. But it might be quite different because of how the system is. But if a man is a giver, you will know this man is a giver.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the RearView podcast. My name is Crofty, and as always, guys, you know I'm here again with another exciting episode where we sit down, we reflect. At the back of this car with my guest, you know, I've got a very interesting guest for you guys today, and we are going to be talking about love, about relationship, and all the politics that surrounds it. We're going to be talking about the complications of love. We're going to be talking about finding love, keeping love, maneuvering relationships in the UK, and just everything in between. Trust me, guys, my guest here today is ready with the spice, with the honesty, and with everything that we need to know about, you know, just her experience of relationships. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. So guys, like I said, I promised you a very beautiful, interesting, gorgeous lady, and we're just going to be chilling back right here, just talking, gisting about love, relationships. So I have with me Lade on the show today. So Lade, would you like to introduce yourself to our guests?
Hi.
Oh, to our viewers rather.
Hi, thank you for having me. My name is Lade, and that's all you need to know about me for now.
Oh yeah, okay. So we're going to be peeling back the layers bit by bit. Okay, no problem. Right, so just to sort of get us relaxed, started gisting, I'm gonna play a game, just a bit of an icebreaker. It's called This or That. So I'm gonna give you this or that, and you have to choose which one you would prefer. So I can be like, so a quick one will be like jollof rice or fried rice.
Okay.
So yeah, so jollof rice or fried rice, which one would you prefer?
Jollof rice.
Jollof rice, okay. Working from home or work from Japa?
Working from home.
Working from home. Being single and peaceful or entangled and romantic?
Oh, that one is hard. Why is that one so hard?
Single and peaceful, no palaver, no situationship, or entangled and romantic?
I think I'll go with single and peaceful.
Single and peaceful. You don't like wahala?
I don't want that.
Okay. What do you bring to the table, or can you cook? those kind of questions people get asked sometimes, like, oh, would you prefer to be asked, what do you bring to the table, or can you cook? It seems to be a popular question.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think I'll go with what do you bring to the table?
What do you bring to the table?
Because,
why?
if you need to know what I bring to the table, we'll have the discussion about that.
Yeah.
And we'll also be having a discussion about yours as well.
And exactly. It's a two-way thing, isn't it? It's not just...
That's it.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Speak your mind always or keep the peace always?
Can I go with both?
No, you have to choose one. Speak your mind or keep the peace.
Because I've been that girl of keep the peace, but now I'm like in the era of speak your truth always. Like just know the right tone to use and know the right approach. Yeah,
that's the right caveat. So speak your mind, but obviously with the right approach, the right tone. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I agree. Okay. Book smart or street smart?
I feel like you need both in life to succeed.
Yeah. This girl, you're too much of a politician.
I think you need both.
Yeah.
Especially if you are not from home that has generational wealth and you have eyes for big things, good things. I feel like you need both, to be honest. But I think book smart still will take you places. Yeah.
Book smart will take you places, right?
Yeah.
I agree. A partner with soft life mentality or partner with 5-year plan?
Soft life. Please.
Soft life.
Soft life, please.
Okay. Not a partner with a 5-year plan that may eventually give you a soft life? No? Let's go to the soft life straight away. Okay, all right. Okay, the final one. Talking stage for 3 months or engagement in 3 weeks?
I think talking stage for 3 months is fine.
Why?
Yeah, because there's a lot of things to get to know. There's a lot of things or even though that doesn't mean you're still going to know the person 100%. But yes, I love talking stages. It's very cool.
You love talking stage? Yeah. But how long do you think talking stage should last for?
I think it should not be up to 3 months but on this occasion, because we have 3 months or what?
Or 3 weeks
engagement. 3 weeks engagement. I think I'll go with talking stage because I just love the feeling. Like you people are just, trying to get to know each other, checking each other out. I just love everything that comes with it.
This is the problem. Some people are actually like addicted to talking stages. Like go from one talking stage to another talking stage.
And they can't even stand relationships. So like when it's time to actually be committed, they struggle because it's just like, I guess the fluttery feeling and the romance of the talking stage. Maybe that's the key.
It's just... It doesn't have the same excitement once you have to be committed.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I've got one more. Okay, this one. Texting all day or 30 minutes deep phone call at night? So texting all throughout the day or 30 minutes deep phone call at night?
Oh, that's a bit tricky for me because before I used to love texting, but right now I think I'm in my phone call era because I want to know I want to feel your emotions. I want to know how everything is. He said, I think I'll go with 30 minutes phone call at night. Yeah,
at night. Okay.
That will cover everything for me.
Yeah. I agree because I feel like sometimes with texting, it's just like, it requires too much energy throughout the day.
And it can be misinterpreted.
Yeah, I guess depending. If you guys have a good relationship, it may, it shouldn't be misinterpreted, hopefully, but it can be misinterpreted. But I just feel like you have to have like different energies to keep texting. But like with a phone call, it's like, okay, I know that at 8 p.m., you have all my focus, you have all my attention, we can gist, we can talk and all of that stuff. No. All right, fantastic. Well, so how you feeling? Warm up?
Yeah.
Warm up, yes. Okay, cool. Right, so before we get into the topic for today as well, we do have like a dilemma. So someone has written in and they have a bit of a problem that they would like us to help them solve.
Okay, that's fine.
So I'm going to read out the dilemma and then let's see. So this person said, "Hi, I'm a Nigerian guy living in the UK. I work as a senior carer in a reputable facility, and I've been doing that for almost 3 years. I recently started dating a Nigerian lady who's doing her master's and also works part-time in tech support. We really clicked at first, good conversations, similar values, and shared experiences from back home. But lately, I've started to feel like she's embarrassed by me. She makes little comments about how I need to do more with myself or how I should think beyond care work. I explained I'm planning to upskill, but that I'm also financially supporting my family back home and saving for certification courses. Still, she jokes around others that I like to manage or that I work like I'm in Nigeria. I confronted her about it and she said I was overreacting, that I can't take jokes. But I've noticed her tone changing. She's more cold and we argue more, especially when I express my opinion. She says I don't communicate well, but I feel like I'm always walking on eggshells. Now I'm wondering, does she actually like me or did she want someone who looked better on paper but settled for me out of convenience? So that was a lot. So this person is in a relationship with a woman. She's doing her master's and she works in tech part-time, but he works as a carer. And she's always like saying to him like, oh, basically, do you not want more for yourself? Or something like that, or think beyond care work. And he's saying that I have a lot of responsibilities at the moment, supporting my family back home, saving up and stuff like that. But he's basically hurt by her making jokes. She feels like he feels like she's undermining him. But she just thinks it's a joke and he can't take a joke and he's not communicating. He's not good at communication. So there's many layers to this. But what do you think? Let's take it one by one.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. It's a lot.
Yeah. So what's your first kind of reaction to that kind of dilemma?
Oh my God, that's a serious one because I don't see too much gap between them because the girl is just doing her master's and she's also working part-time in a tech company.
She's a Texas compared to carer.
Yeah, but she's just a part-time worker. It's not that she's up there. Like, so that's why I said I don't see too much gap between them.
Right.
But yeah, we ladies from Africa, we like to date people, people that are, sometimes probably a little bit above us.
Okay.
Or probably, we're in the same category. Maybe from that angle.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we can still look at it from that angle.
Okay.
But from another angle, I don't see so much gap between them.
Right.
Because it's not that the girl also has a lot of things that are stuff together yet. She still needs to, like, after doing master, she still needs to probably find a way to remain in the country.
Right.
And all of that. So she still has a lot of things, ahead of her.
That needs to sort out.
But maybe in that situation, maybe I don't want to say they are not good together, but if she's making that kind of joke at that early stage, what if she finished her master's and she got promoted at work, started working full time, and the guy is still like a carer, who is still on 5-year sponsorship visa, and maybe the guy is just barely 2 years old in the country or 3 years old in the country. So that might cause a lot of trouble for them. So I don't think...
So do you think like her expectations are too much already at this stage? Or is she right to like say, yeah, you should be more ambitious, like you should look after yourself, you should scale up?
I don't think our expectations are too much.
Okay.
It depends on the guy's zeal, because they are in the relationships together. For her to be making that kind of joke, I don't want to be biased, but maybe she's not seeing the energy enough. Maybe she's not seeing the zeal that this person actually wants another life that is better than what he has now at the moment. So I would say it's still like depend on the two of them. But what I would just say in general is that they're still going to experience and face a lot of troubles in the future. That's what I would say. Because they are on different paths.
And do you think the part about her making jokes, so like you said, it could either be like she's just making jokes or she's using jokes as a way to actually convey a more serious message or more important message. So do you think he should accept it as a joke, or he should actually see beyond what she's saying? And
no, that's not a joke. You shouldn't see that as a joke. You should see that as a wake-up call, and to know if he actually is ready for everything that the relationship requires. Because even though as a carer, like the guy said, he has a lot of responsibilities back home and stuff like that, the guy needs to prioritize himself in that relationship to be the man of the relationship, so that the girl could, can respect him. I'm not trying to. I understand people say why is it that it's only when the guy level up is the time that the girl respect. But that's just how it is. Let's not be critical about it. That's how it is. Like, except you just want to go for someone that would not mind, but obviously the girl actually minds like that.
Yeah.
So it's obvious from the joke she's making and all of that. So I would say the guy should see it as a wake-up call to know if he's actually going to be prioritizing himself in that relationship. Probably if he's been giving the girl money from his salary, should know that this is the time to pour into myself first. And the girl should understand if he wants someone that is up there, and it takes a lot of effort.
Exactly. Because I think there's probably something about potential. So what he's portraying to me, or what I'm getting from the vibe I'm getting from the dilemma, is like he has potential because he's working as a carer, but he's saving up for certification courses, but it seems like supporting his family back home is currently a bit of a holdback. But you have, like you said, I think he also has to prioritize because time is ticking, and you can be supporting family back home forever. Sometimes it's not really a thing that ends. It's like supporting family is always going to be an ongoing thing. So you need to find the time to make sure you're focusing on yourself as well, and that he's pouring into himself. The
problem is if the guy do not like see that he needs to prioritize himself, I think he might still be dragging himself back into the mud. And in the sense that he needs to have a word with his family. See, I've been in this situation that this guy is at the moment, when there was a time that it was just me and the family and all of that. But I got to a certain point in life that I said, you know what, let's have a conversation. If I don't pour more into me and get all the what's it called now?
Benefits.
The benefit. We'll just be giving ourselves crumbs. Do you understand? If we actually if we are patient with each other and we all work together, and I put more energy, more resources into me, and I get to some certain stage, I'll be much more useful,
comfortable to give them much more.
That's how it is. It's all about balancing, and it's all about knowing our priorities. I understand that sometimes when it comes to family, we are always sentimental and be like, oh, if I don't help, if I don't do, how would they survive? My brother, my sister, they will survive. They will survive. But I'm not going to blame the guy for who he is. There's just some people like that. They love to take responsibility, but he needs to take care of himself as well. And be like, what if I'm not alive? What if I'm dead? What if something happens to me? Are they not going to eat? Are they not going to survive? It might be difficult for them, but they will find a way.
They will find a way.
But I'm not saying the guy should withdraw completely. I'm just saying he should pour more into himself.
There's balance, isn't it?
Especially the kind of people he wants to be dating, because he should have been dating a carer, a fellow carer. I'm sorry.
He should be dating the fellow carer. Let's get into it. So this idea of, because I think it's also like something I've seen online about this idea that people who work in particular sectors, they want to only date people who work in a particular sector. So there's almost like this hierarchy of love, hierarchy of relationship. There are things that they're scoping out to be like, okay, when you go on a date and you meet someone for the first time, you probably ask, oh, what do you do? And the moment you hear, I'm a carer, for some people, it rings alarm bells because it probably has it creates some limitations in their minds or something. Or if you're like, oh, I'm a student, especially if you're like a student on a visa, so do you think, is it a real thing, or is it just like people just making these things up? Like, are this part of the things that people consider when they actually go on dates?
It's a real thing, to be honest. It's quite real. And being being someone that's, I said I used to host matchmaking live. I've experienced a lot of that, like on a live stream, and people just say, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm sorry, it's not for me. And I understand. It's painful because...
But that can be the love of your life. That can be like the person you can grow up with.
There are 8 billion people in the world. You are not so sure that the person you're dating is actually the love of your life. It's just crazy like that. But what I'm saying is that it's a real thing. It happens. And I don't know why people... I try to understand why people, make that decision and be like, I don't want to date someone that we're in the same category, especially for Lade, because probably they want more protection, or I don't know why they do that, but it's a real thing. It happens. And that's life.
So do you think this happens only amongst people of like certain So maybe people who are migrants, or is this just like generally across board? Like, so let's forget carer or student. So like just even dating generally, would it be like no matter the profession? And is it always a thing of women looking out for what the man does more as opposed to the man looking out for what the woman does? So like most times it will be women thinking like, oh, what does he do? Like, is he making enough money? You know, can he look after me? Does he have a car? Does he have a house? What's his potential? But are we finding that men are also now a lot more like scrutinizing what the woman does as well? So like you get all this like what you bring to the table kind of conversations. Are they also like more wary of like, is she a carer or is she a student, or you know, how can she serve me? Are you finding that people are looking for like more self-serving, more things that serve them more when they're looking to be in relationships?
That's very good. That's a very good question, because I believe it's a selfish world now. It's a selfish generation, and it goes both ways now. I have some male friends that they cannot date some certain people that probably beneath them, because they've worked so hard, they've put a lot of effort to get to where they are. So right now they are looking for companionship and partnership. So they do not want something that will drag them back to where they're coming from, or someone that will drag them back to where they're coming from. They want someone that is also in that same level that they are, so that they will sink. I think mostly it's because probably they want the energy to sink, you know, because when we both know what we've done to take ourselves to the level we are today, I think the energy kind of matches each other, and we can actually go to the next level without having a lot of, obstructions and all of that. But what I would say concerning the immigrants issue is that there's a lot of pressure on you as an immigrant just moving into the country. Especially as for a lady. So we are kind of soft in some ways. So I think most of the time the ladies are actually just looking for protections, guidance, someone that knows better than them. That's why they're like, I've seen some ladies say, I can't date a new immigrant like me. Probably is on care visa. I'm probably on care visa. What does he know? What do I get to know from this person? And it's not out of saying they are saying that, oh, I want his money or all of that. It's just to get to find a balance for them, so that at least if I'm dating someone that has been in this country for so long, that has been doing a lot of things for himself, I'll get to learn a lot of things from this person. So that's just how they see it. Most of the time, I don't think it's just based on material level alone.
So so what is sounding to me is like it's sounding very strategic. So are you saying people are becoming more strategic with their love? Because this is sounding like strategy, I need support. I need to, there's someone who knows better than me. We're going to be on the same level. I don't want them to pull me down. It sounds, I mean, it's wisdom. There's wisdom in that, but it's also sounding very strategic.
But it's been like that all along. It's just that people don't say it out loud.
So where does love come into the picture? Like,
they say love is never enough. Like, there are also a lot of things that come into, to make everything
tell me
work.
more about that. Love is never enough. What do you mean? What do you mean? Love is everything, no?
Oh, okay, let's take love to... Let's take off to the Nando's.
Nando's, okay.
Just Nando's there. Okay, so what I would say about that is that, it's always been like that, even right before we were born and all of that. When a man is looking for someone to marry, there are some qualities that he's looking after. It's always been like that. It's just that probably now in our generation we are more, we are saying it out loud, and we're more, that's just it. But I believe it's always been like that. You see a man that say, oh, you know why I married your mother? She's a good person. She does that. She knows God and all of that. That's why I said she is the one. Out of every lady I had in my hand at the time, I just said, no, you know what? She's calm. It's always been like that. That's just it. But it's just that this is our generation, social media era. We put everything that we're thinking out. We just put it out there and all of that. Maybe that's just.
And I guess it's not bad to be strategic. Of course, there are many ways in which you can be strategic, and I use the word strategy because it requires thinking and planning and all of that kind of stuff. So, the same way you hopefully don't want to marry someone who is an addict, knowing that can impact your family and all of that stuff. But I guess it's when it comes to things that sound materialistic, then it sounds like then we get a bit jittery about it. Like, oh my God, what do you mean? You can't, but
like I said, is been in the picture. The word strategy has been with love from day one.
From day one.
From day one. If you even love at first sight, if you are not physically attracted to this person, would there be love at first sight that immediately I saw her walk into the room, I just knew she was going to be my wife? If she's not your type, if she's not fitting into the category of what you want physically, would you even look at her?
Would you look at her?
Okay,
I guess that makes sense. So then, if people are becoming more strategic with love, then what would you say of people who so we're talking about in the UK now, because that's where we're at, and mainly within like the diasporan community, then people who go back home to bring their spouse, where is the strategy in that? There's strategy.
Looking forward to control. What to tell? What to, there is. Sit them down. Let them talk to you why they want to make that decision. Why they want to go back home, especially from the other gender side. Let them talk. Let them tell you why they want to go back home. They will say the women in the UK are not so submissive anymore. They believe it because they are making money. That's what. No, it's not like that. You're looking for who to control because you are in a country where everyone is putting things on the table. Everyone is working day and night to be better, and everyone is trying to. And the more we do that, the more we see our value. The more we know our rights. The more we love ourselves because it's all come from lack of confidence and all of that makes some people do a lot of things that they're not supposed to do in relationship or marriage. So when a woman start, as a woman, the more you start working on yourself, the more you start, bringing in more values, the more you start loving yourself, the more you start respecting yourself, the more you start, setting boundaries. So, and some men cannot just stand that.
They can't stand that.
Yeah, they just feel.
So they would rather go back home to get a spouse. Yeah. But there are women who do that as well, though. There are women who also go back home to get a husband. What are those ones? What box are you gonna put those ones in?
I think it's still the same box that the men. It's not. I'm still looking for the right word. I'm not going to say control. Yeah. Maybe they are just looking for. I don't know the right word to use with that. I don't know to use any.
Because sometimes it's. I mean, I get that, and I totally agree with you that there can be an element of like. There's definitely a category of men who are like, they're looking for someone to control them. Actually, there's this show there's this YouTube, there's a show that I watch. They call them, there's a name they have for men like that. What's Columbus or something like that? Because I forgot what the name they call for them. But yeah, many men who go abroad, they go back home to Africa, whatever country in Africa, to go and bring their spouse, and then they control them, they manipulate them, they sort of keep them, under a leash, and determine what they do, where they go, and all of that kind of stuff. I forgot the name, but I'll try to remember. There's this auntie on YouTube that I watch sometimes. She's called Auntie B. I don't know if you know her. Yeah. But what was I gonna say? So there are women who go back and bring their spouses as well. But I guess, does this speak to like maybe a lack of? There's a dating pool where you are. Sometimes they say your kind of person might just not be in your new environment. The kind of woman, the African woman, the woman who is cultured, who understands the culture, to help you raise your kids, that you have the same value. So sometimes that's why some people go back home, because they just, especially if like they've also just arrived from from Africa, maybe a year, 2 years, and we're talking about people acclimatizing into the country and getting comfortable. Sometimes they just don't settle enough. They just don't settle enough to feel like, all these women in the UK, they're this, all these men, I don't really know. Or they might be dating somebody already back home. Yeah. And it's just a lot easier
for them. And some people they don't adapt to change easily.
Exactly.
And some people love to see things the way they are. Yeah. And the way things are.
They've always known it.
So they just don't want to change. Yeah, maybe that's another thing. Maybe that's another thing, another reason why some people do that. Yeah. Because they just don't like change. They just don't. Some people don't go well with change. That they just feel like, why should they have to change? Why can't we? Because
there's an element of moving to another country, I suppose, where if you've experienced dating in a certain way. So for example, in Nigeria, I know like or I've heard that, you know, obviously the dating scene is a bit different.
Yeah.
The expectations of what people want. So like the woman wants you to pay for her taxi to come and pick her, drop her, pay for this. She might even bring her friends to the, you know, there's just, I guess there's just different nuances of dating in Nigeria, for example, maybe in another African country, that a man comes here and it's just like, what's going on? I don't understand. The women are not as, they're not as needy, maybe, or they're not as, they're not as needy. They don't need me as much. They're not as soft, even maybe, which is why sometimes I'm like, oh, they're not submissive, just because the softness or the kind of like, there's a softness that neediness brings as well. When it's like you're needy, you're needing someone, it makes you look soft. Maybe
it makes you look like you need to depend on the person,
that person,
and the person feel more like a bit like superior, that like in some type of way, like a little bit above you. Like, oh, this person needs me and I have to be. And some people, it makes them, especially some men, it makes them feel like they're in control. Like I'm a man. But that's not how it works, to be honest. So that's not how it works, because I've dated in Nigeria and I'm currently in a relationship here, and I've tried quite, you know, before my current relationship,
you've kissed many fishes.
Oh my God. Let's not even talk about that, because I've seen things, but even from friends and all of that. But what I know is that you
kissed many frogs, rather. I said many fish, and I realized that doesn't sound right. Like, go on.
What I know is that you have to be willing to change. And when you are relocating, when you are expecting some things not to remain the same, every aspect of your life is what you should be expecting to change. So if you are this person that embrace change, that love change, you won't have a problem with it. Even those, in the beginning, you might not be finding the right people, but that doesn't mean that's how everybody is. Do you understand? So let me tell you something. I do tell my girls, like, probably when we're hanging out, they say, when they say UK men are stingy, I say no. It's not the country. If a stingy person is a stingy person, a callous person is a callous person. Even in Nigeria, we have some people, if you are a giver, you are a giver.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
But it might be quite different because of how the system is. But if a man is a giver, you will know this man is a giver. It does not matter whether he's in the UK, he's paying bills, all of that. It might be little things, you know. So that's how I see it. And to find people like that might be, difficult, because, you are just in a new place trying new things. You might find out you're mingling with, quite wrong, few number of wrong people. But at the end of the day, if you remain who you are and you know what you want, I'm very sure you still find your own.
You'll find your person, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. And so let's talk about, so you talk about dating in Nigeria and then you dated here. Okay. So let's talk about what have you found to be some of the like main differences, like your experience of dating. So what have you found to be like, this happened in Nigeria and then this seems a bit different in the UK. Like what are some of the things you would say have been like major differences that you've noticed between dating in Nigeria and dating in the UK?
That
you would advise somebody that is coming to the UK and be like, girl, listen, you're coming to the UK. These are the things you need to be mindful of, and all these London boys, all these people, UK boys, what you need to be careful about, or what you need to look out for, what you need to prepare yourself for. What advice would you give, or what would you say are some of the things that...
The first thing was what you mentioned about, going out, hanging out, like getting the bills and all of that. It's still like that here, but it's quite different. In Nigeria, when a guy is asking you out, when he's trying to get to know you, most of the time he's trying to get you to know him through his, we call it doings. His doings. Doings. Like, especially if it's a girl that has things going on for her as well. Because obviously we know that, there might be a lot of people on your case, and you will like try to like make a difference, probably go a little bit extra, or what you do, but I will not say it's really intimate though. I feel like my most intimate relationship is my UK relationship.
Okay.
Honestly, but maybe it all comes from self-development and a lot of that, because when I was moving to this country, there's a lot of things that I said I was going to change about myself, and
Right.
I'm in that phase now. Like I did a lot of self-reflections. Maybe that's what worked for me.
Yeah.
But so it comes with self-development, because sometimes they say you attract who you are sometimes. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So in Nigeria, it's quite different, because it's not all about the intimacy. It's all about, I want her to know I'm the man. And most of the time
So when you say intimacy, do you mean like in how well you know each other, or do you just mean like sexual intimacy?
No, not sexual intimacy.
Just like the
how
knowing,
well
the closeness, the bond.
and having this, and making sure you have the same view about relationship, because
Right.
relationship is, is different for a lot of people. And when I say intimacy as well, I'm talking about mature relationship, the one that is not common, that is not really out there, in a relationship whereby everyone, the two of you, know where you are, know where you are going, share your goals, and a lot of things that you still talk about, probably proper communication.
Yeah.
A mature relationship that as a man, I know my role, as a lady, I know my role.
Yes.
Nobody's contradicting each other.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we still do not have, disagreement and a lot of that. But I'm talking about respect.
Yeah.
A relationship whereby the lady is respected, the man also is respected. It's quite not common. Where I'm not saying we don't have, of course, but it's quite not common, because most of the time the man is trying to tell you I'm the man and all of that, and he's trying to show you or prove to you that he's a man through his pocket.
So you've just made a very important point, because is it because of the financial imbalance sometimes that you have this kind of relationships where the man mainly through his doings, his pocket, as opposed to like what you mentioned, the respect, the meeting together of mature minds, of an understanding of, you have your role, I have my role, this is what we do. There's an understanding between the two of you that goes beyond the pockets of the man, right? So would you say that sometimes because of the maybe financial, the economic instability that people might experience that women in particular might experience in Africa, they're more obliged to men who bring money as opposed to other things. So you're more obliged, you're more inclined to a man who can give you money, do all of these things, whether he's cheating or whether he's slapping you, whether he's, disrespectful to you, but because he has money and he can take care of your needs, you're more likely to turn a blind eye. But then when you then come to a country like the UK and you're able to provide for yourself, you're then able to look beyond what the man can bring, and you now have time and the headspace to think, how does it treat me? Do we actually like each other? Does he know my love languages? Is it respect? Is he kind? Is it respectful? Do we have shared visions, shared goals? So that's what I'm thinking. I don't know if you agree, given that you've dated in Nigeria and now you're dating here. Would you say that there's something about the financial, the economic profile that makes a difference?
Yeah, that might be, but I'm not saying 100%, because we still have situations in the UK whereby the man is working, the man and the woman is also, and the man is still cheating. So, and despite the fact that no one is not that is financially, she is financially attached, that you have to provide for me, they still cheat. They still do a lot of things. I just feel it's all about self, belief and self development and self, how you see yourself, how you carry yourself into the relationship also matters. And I'm not going to say in Nigeria that is not part of it. It is part of it, but I believe it's the system. It's something like, when something has been going on and on, we Africans sometimes we turn it to normal thing, like it's normal.
It's
like,
normal,
so let's not make a big deal out of it. But people still have real relationships there as well. People,
of course.
People still have really real relationships there. And people still have a messed up relationship in the UK as well. But the financial part of it is he has a major role to play, to be honest, in Nigeria. I'm not going to lie. He has a major role to play. But where I cannot say it is 100% is because we still have some situations in the UK that...
Of course, there'll be exceptions. There's always going to be...
Yeah, because when I was hosting live stream on TikTok, and I said I used to talk about life in the UK, we have a lot of scenarios whereby the girl does not need anything from the guy. It's just for him to be 100% and present in the relationship. And it's not that you're gifting her, it's not that you're doing anything, you're still cheating on her, you're still messing. So a lot of people come with their relationship problem. Some people say they're in a situationship. Even in the UK, I'll be like, why are you doing that to yourself? You're working your ass out like probably 5 days in a week, and you're still dating a man that will not give you peace. You know, so that's just how I see it.
I hear you. And then you talked about when you were leaving Nigeria and you were coming to the UK, you were mindful, or you were determined to change yourself, to develop yourself. What were the criterias of development? Or what are the criterias of development? Like, what area did you say I'm going to develop? Like, what do you think a person needs to develop for them to feel like I am ready to be in a relationship that is going to be good for me and good for the person that I'm also with? Because I agree with you in the sense that sometimes people get into relationships because they haven't done the work. They haven't done, and they get into bad relationships, especially because they haven't done the inner work that is required, you know. So from your experience as someone who's done the work or who is doing the work, what are some of maybe top 3 things you would say to a man or a woman? These are the things you need to pay attention to about yourself in order to attract the kind of person that will be good for you.
I think that is actually personal, because you know why I say it's personal. It depends on the person, because you know yourself. You know how my godfather would say only a madman will be repeating the same thing over and over and be expecting different results.
Absolutely.
Do you understand? You know the approach you've been using over and over. You know how you've been going around your life making decisions. You know we all have dreams and aspirations, and sometimes it's not all about dreaming and aspiring. It's all about, how do I get to this place? And you know that you've been dreaming, you've been using this same method, and you are still not close to your dreams and your goals in life. When you change approach, that is why I said I did some self reflection and be like, okay, I'm changing approach, and I want to achieve this, in the number of years to come and all of that. In the next 5 years, I want to do this, I want to do that. What are the approach? What am I going to do? Because I at that time was not going to be using the old approach that I've been using that have not been working for me. So that's why I said it's actually personal. And in relationship wise as well, I said I'm not ready for a relationship until I am sure I find a likewise person, like someone that has the same mindset,
like-minded.
So like-minded. Thank you. Like someone that has the same mindset, and be like, I'm not ready. If I'm not finding the person, I'm not going into this relationship. So it's actually personal. It's you know what you've been doing. You know what you need to change. And and at that time, and the first step, the first major step is for you to know where you are as a person. So after knowing where you are, what do you need to do to get to the next level? What do you need to change? What are the baggage you've been carrying all around? What do I need to drop? The first one was communication for me. I find it difficult to communicate. In the past, I don't communicate in my relationship. I just leave the relationship. I just believe some things are better left unsaid. But, over the years, I started, expressing myself more, and I see the advantage of it. And after, there was a time I was failing as well, not using the right tone, not using the right words. I worked on that as well. So there's a lot of things. Appearance, it's a lot, but I believe those things are personal. The kind of friends you keep, the kind of things you feed your eyes, your mind, your crafts, a lot of things. So I think if you want to get to someone, if you're looking for someone to date, and as a single lady you want to date someone that has this quality, that has this kind of character, I think you have to be that person. If you are not that person, I think you are just deceiving yourself. Oh, I want a man that is financially stable. Are you financially stable yourself?
Ask question. Are you want a man that is financially stable?
I want a man that has fit body, that has six pack. Are you fit? Are you? Are you going to your Pilates classes? Are you registered to a gym? Oh, I want a man that can swim. Can you even stand near the pool. Yeah. So that's just how I see it.
Yeah.
Like you can't give out what you don't have.
Yeah. So you've actually said some important things. Like, yeah, they're personal, but I think on a general level, for you to get into a relationship that'll be good for you, you need to reflect. That's what I've gotten from you.
You need
to self-reflect and actually be like, who am I?
Yeah.
What have I been doing right? What have I been doing wrong?
Yeah.
What do I need to improve on?
Yeah.
And that moment of self-reflection will help you to itemize, like, okay, these are the things that I need to work on, etc. And then I guess secondly, from what you've said is, are you the kind of person that you want to attract?
That's the main question.
Are you the kind of person you want to attract? Don't be a monkey trying to attract a lion.
No,
like it's not gonna work, right?
No.
So no, I totally agree with you on that, and I think men and women need to sort of take on this kind of advice and
and another thing I think people need to work on is also emotional intelligence, because people don't actually see the relevance, and it's actually very important as well.
What do you mean by that?
Emotional intelligence in the sense that asking the right questions, before you go into the relationship. Like I've seen a lot of marriages and relationship. I'm not married, but I just feel like what is missing in that marriage is proper communication. And it's not just about talking about what you want to eat. It's about real conversations.
Have you eaten today? What did you eat?
It's not about that. It's about real heart-to-heart conversation whereby it takes intelligence to be able to engage in that kind of conversation. Yeah. So that's how I see it as well. I see that some marriages, the problem they're facing is not just that they don't love each other anymore. They just don't have that avenue to have that heart-to-heart conversation. And it's not just a mere conversation of, oh, you have bad habits. It goes beyond that. It goes beyond seeing each other completely and be like, okay, this is where we are. How do we move past this? What are we doing to ourselves? Are we happy? Are we loving each other the right way? And all of that. So it goes beyond just...
Ladies and gentlemen, Councillor Lade. No, I love that totally. Like, emotional intelligence is such a key skill that if you can master it, it will save you from a lot of trouble. And it will help you in a lot of ways as well. And it's not just in relationships, it's in every area it's not just in your romantic relationship, it's in every sort of relationship with your friends, with your family, at work. Some people just lack it generally. And like you said, it's such a key skill to have. Now, I want to talk about potential. We kind of talked about this a little bit at the start of the conversation with strategic love. So oftentimes people meet people, or a man meets a woman, or a woman meets a man, and they're not quite where you want them to be. They're not quite the caliber, they're not quite there, but there's potential. And we know that many times. Why are you laughing?
Because I know.
We know that many times people say, but he might become a president tomorrow, you don't know.
And he has potential.
He can become the MD of a bank tomorrow, you don't know. So, and there are people like that who have stories of, when I met my husband, he was a boss, he was a conductor, bus driver. I'm not denigrating those jobs, but I'm just saying, as a way of saying, this was what he used to do. But now he leveled up because I saw the potential.
I stayed
and we powered through. And sometimes potential can sound like a bit of a, it's a word that you really don't know, because how do you, there are people who have looked at potential as well, and that potential never came. And this is what I'm trying to really get at. As someone who is dating, or, whatever, from your experience of matchmaking and all of the things you've experienced, how does a woman know truly, or how does a person, a man or a woman, how do you know truly that that potential you're seeing is going to manifest?
That's serious.
How do you know that this potential is going to yield me real results? Like, it's going to actually manifest, and it's not just hairy fairy, just your fanciful wish?
Yeah. Honestly, you don't. I don't think there's a way you know. I think sometimes it's love that make us do these things.
Hey,
love. This love make us do these things, like, and be like, I believe in him.
Yes.
But sometimes some of these people, they do, you see their efforts.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to just like see it, and once you see that this person is making efforts and you're still in love with this person, like you love this person, and this person has told you his dreams and all of that, and you could see that every day this person is getting up, working towards these dreams. I think that's just enough reason for you to believe in the person's potential. But we've had some sad stories where, some people actually stayed and nothing good
came out of it.
Yeah. So I think it's love that makes us do these things. It's loving and believing in this person actually will make you, go extra mile. And even though you're not seeing it now, but you just believe in what they're saying. You just believe in their dreams. You just believe in, but we can't be gullible. If the person is not actually putting on the work, you should know, and, you might have a one-to-one conversation with this person and be like, are you just a dreamer? Are you not? Yeah.
Are you just a dreamer?
Yeah.
Question mark.
Yeah. So, sorry. Let me just put my phone. Yeah. So that's just how I see it. Like, if you can actually, because sometimes love is like, they say love is blind. Sometimes we tend to, like, sometimes we'll even be convincing ourselves it will be better. It will be, because it's not just about career wise or even character wise. Even character wise, people, the way some people believe in potentials, they believe in things like that and be like, it will change.
It will change.
Maybe I started dating him. When I started dating him, he just usually just raised his voice at me, and now we're married. Now he's eating me. I thought it was going to change because we do talk about it, and he said he's working on it. So it's tricky. But
so there's some things that you can't be relying on potential. So, like, I love where you've just taken us to. Yeah. Because I was thinking of potential in terms of career and other, the kind of level up business. And what you said about, you have to have, it's not blind potential. It's because if someone tells you they've got a dream or they've got goals or they're working towards something, you have to see that they're actually putting in the work and they're doing stuff, and I guess you have to then believe in that and support and whatever. And there's a category of that, but not the kind of potential where the person is just a dreamer, where they're just saying, I believe one day I will become MD of whatever, but you've not put in the work, you've not written the proposal, you've not even done, all of this important stuff. So I guess, you can't, unless you've got a crystal ball and you can see the future, you don't know. But it's just, if you love the person, if you see that they're working hard and, whatever, they may not even get to the peak of their potential, but at least they're not where they used to be when you first met them. But you see the potential of they will change. Violent. Abusive. Unkind. And you just think somehow they're going to manifest a different behavior when you get married or when you have kids. I mean, what is that? Why do people still think, I mean, I don't understand. Is it just like our parents? Because I know a lot of our parents' generation, they had that kind of mindset, like, oh, he will change. When I married your father, it was like that. And then after our first, that kind of, but I know like Gen Zs are not having the same, or even like people, maybe even millennials too are sort of deviating from that. So what's your...
it's just like we said. I think when it gets to some, you have to like have where you draw your line. Some people do not actually have their deal breaker. They don't know their deal breaker, and I think you should have your deal breaker and be like, if he's getting to this, if he's getting to that, I'm out. No matter how much I love you, because you can't love someone. You should love yourself more. You know, it all comes from self-confidence and how much you love yourself and how much you've poured into yourself. Because if you've done a lot of work, like someone like me, I know what I'm doing on a daily basis to to be better. And I still know that from this stage to where I'm going, I still have a lot of work to do. Now, just give me like in the next 5 years, and I'm now with a man that is now coming with bullshit. Sorry to use that word. And I'm going to tell you off, because I didn't just get to where I am just by playing around, just by magic. It takes a lot of work, tears and emotions to get to where I am, and prayers and grace of God. So you can't just come into me. You can't just be coming to me with your baggage.
Yeah.
You have to come with your healed version.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So that's why I said it's just sometimes we have to know our deal breakers, and we have to like stand on it.
Yeah.
No matter how much
even
we
if
love
you're
the
not,
person.
even if you're not totally healed, because you know, I don't know what you feel about this word where they say, you know, it's like you have to work on yourself, be perfect, and then the other person works on themselves, they're perfect, and then you two of you come together.
No,
because there's never
be
been two perfect people. So like, even though you're coming, just always be ready to work. Always be ready to
pour into yourself,
put in the effort that is required, because even in a marriage, in relationship, you know, if you've been married for more than 5 years, I've heard people who've been married for like 10 years or more, they say the person they married at the start of their marriage is not the same person 10 years later. And it's not always a bad thing, even just in terms of like the person might have changed, like maybe they picked up a new hobby, or they just developed a particular better personality, or you know, just people change and they morph. So it's always that ability to change and to adapt. That adaptability is such a key, for me anyway, I feel like it's such a key thing in relationships as well, where it's like, are you able to adapt to your spouse's changing season, and vice versa as well? That
adaptability, we all, I think as a person, we all have to have that skill to be able to adapt, and which still boils down to what we've been saying about people going back to Nigeria to pick a spouse and all of that, because they find they struggle to adapt. You know, and it's okay. It's fine if it works for them.
And sometimes, and the thing is, it's not a bad thing to go back home to bring a spouse, because if you're genuine in your heart, because sometimes I don't want to spend 10 years to adapt before I can get married and find love. Like maybe if there's, you know, if I know what I'm looking for, I know what it is that I want, and I believe this person is there for me in Nigeria, and you know, in your heart, you're not trying to be manipulative, you're not trying to be controlling, you just know that this is what I want and this is what's going to work for me, then by all means, go ahead. So it's not like, oh, because you've come from Nigeria now you must marry somebody in the UK. It's not always like that as well. Sometimes the person you bring over is the best person for you. You work together, you build a new life for yourself together, and you just adapt and you move forward, because like, again, life is not easy. It's not easy in the UK, and you can adapt together and then grow together. So it's just to clarify that it's not like, you know, we're denigrating people bringing spouse from the UK or anything like that.
If
but
it works for them,
if it works for them, fine. But of course, we have to be very mindful of people who are very sort of deceptive and manipulative, and that's their main objective and their main motive for going back home to go and bring a spouse, and their lack of ability to work on themselves, really and truly. You mentioned something earlier, just a short while ago, about red flag or deal break. You said deal breaker. Some people call it red flag. And some people, it's just like, what? Again, as someone who's dated or who's done a lot of matchmaking and stuff like that, people sometimes have blinders on when it comes to like seeing red flags. It's like you see the red flag, you're saying no, it's green, it's orange, it's amber, it's about to turn green, it's looking like emeralds. What are some of the deal breakers that you think it doesn't even matter who you are, where you are, this thing should be a deal breaker? Right? Apart from violence, I mean, well, I think violence should be a deal breaker, but it's for everybody, right? So I don't even want us to state the obvious, because I feel like violence should be a deal breaker for everybody, but some people, they like to chop cane, small. But yeah, they like to chop slap. But yeah, no, it should be a deal breaker as far as I'm concerned. But what are some of the deal breakers you would say?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh,
or just generally, for you, generally speaking, in a relationship.
I just want to like buttress the point where you said some people do not even know their real break. I think that is still all come from lack of, you know, self, respect and all of that. Some people don't even respect themselves as a person, because if you respect yourself enough, you know that there's some things you should not be doing to yourself, not talk of allowing somebody do that to you. Do you understand? So I think as a person, we should all, it's not just in a romantic relationship alone, in friendship, we should all have our deal breakers and know that these are the things you can do to me because I can do that to you as well. Even though you are trying to be matured about your reactions towards those things, but you should a little bit frown on it a little bit. So yeah, but in a relationship, it's all about, when I said we have to have the same mindset, you should know that lies, being deceitful and, cheating, those are, for me, deal breaker. Because you won't be fine if I do that to you. So why should you want to do that to me as well? So I think those are just the major things for me.
And they're quite basic, but you find that something like cheating, many people still debate whether cheating is wrong or not. And you're thinking,
can you imagine?
Excuse me.
Excuse
me. But no, thank you. I think we've had such a, diverse conversation around just love, relationship, dating, all of these things. But I want us to round up with people who struggle. They've come to the UK now. They're trying to date. They're struggling. They don't even know where to go. Where do you even find this man? Where do you find the women?
I get a lot of DMs like that.
Yeah. Where do you mingle? Where do people mingle? Like, so for someone who has come from Africa or they've just moved an immigrant diaspora or whatever, or even people who have lived their lives in the UK, sometimes I guess also it gets to a certain age that it just becomes almost impossible to find people. As the matchmaker that you are, as the professional matchmaker that you are, what are some of the some of the advice or opinion or just advice you can give people, like things they can do to put themselves out there to go, where they can find potential spouses or potential dates, apart from online dating. Obviously you can go on all this online matchmaking, whatever things, but not matchmaking like Bumble and all of this ones.
People still mess that up too.
So just other ways apart from the online stuff.
What I would say is, as a person and as a lady, the first thing you need to do to yourself is believe in yourself, build confidence. And I'm not just talking about your physical appearance. Of course, it all comes down, before you could believe in yourself and all of that, build confidence. Number one thing, because if you lack this thing we call confidence, people will match on you. You won't even recognize your own value. You won't even know your worth. And to find the right person is not difficult. When you meet this person, are you asking the right question? Because I've been in that situation whereby I'll go on dates, I'll be asking wrong questions and all of that. Instead of asking the right questions, are we sharing the same view? Are we sharing the same? So after building confidence, you have to know what you want in a relationship. And please do not compromise on those things. That is it. You will find someone that shares the same mindset with you. And another problem is people ask, where do you find this man? They will come to you when the time is right.
They will come. If I lock myself in my room, they will come.
No. You put yourself out there, obviously. Put yourself out there. Have friends. It's so difficult to find friends in this UK. It's really difficult, but just put yourself out there more. I know the struggle. Even me, I have a lot of friends I know on social media we've not seen, because it's difficult to just start getting to know each other and all of that. So we just still keep it at that social media space and all of that. But if you're looking for something, my sister, I think change approach, do some self-reflection, then do self-development, build confidence, because confidence is the major thing. I'm telling you, because I've been a victim, because when I just moved into the UK, I was moving with, some kind of people that I could not even tell them what I do. I can't tell them, my role and stuff, because I believe they will look down on me. And I few months that it was like that for me. We'll hang out together. I will be lying about what I do. And so it's all lack of confidence, because it can't happen to me anymore now. I don't care who you are, even if you are the MD of, Shell or whatever company. I'm a support worker. That's what I do. That's my situation for now. So it's all about building confidence, because of that, when we're, few people have tried to move this, because I could not actually speak my mind, say my feelings, say what I want, because imagine me that I could not even tell them my job,
Your
what
job,
I do.
yeah.
So it's all about confidence.
Yeah.
That's just, but in the moment I, changed approach and I started doing a lot of self-reflections and all of that, like I've been doing, the confidence what is
just
call
came
me anything
like an armor.
Just call me anything.
Yeah.
If you think Ish don't think, it's your problem.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Or you're on a date, a man is asking you, so what do you want in a relationship? You're being too shy so that you won't say, oh, what are you saying? I mean, I've been on a date and the guy asked me, what are you looking for and I started stating, he said, you're not in Nigeria anymore. I said, oh, thanks for reminding me. I thought we share the same view and all of that. And that was it. So
yes. Better to find out sooner than later, right?
Do you understand? It just showed who he is. So that's just it. And it's his loss, not mine,
not
obviously.
Yours. Yeah.
So that's why I said it all starts with confidence.
And I guess what I would add to that, like you've perfectly honestly laid the foundation. Once you build your confidence and you know who you are, what you want and all of that stuff, then maybe start going, like join, if you are religious, like your church, it's a good way to not going there for the purpose of dating or finding somebody, but meeting people, because it's from meeting people that you're able to then figure out, this person, I fancy this person or I don't fancy this person. Join social clubs, like in your area, if there's like a Zumba class, a gym, join a gym.
Find hobbies,
find like a dancing class, find hobbies. Exactly. Find hobbies. You will find different people there, and also be open-minded to people of other races as well, because like you might have just come from Africa and you think you must find another African like yourself, but the world is global, so if you're open to that, because then you might limit your pool of like, I must only date a Nigerian, not even just Nigerian, I must only date a Yoruba man. Then you're like, okay, good luck and best wishes. But be open-minded as well, if you can be. I wouldn't say I'd date somebody in your workplace, but I wouldn't advise that. It's not always advisable. But just try and socialize as much as possible. Meet people.
Put yourself out there. It's all still start with confidence for me, because some people just shy away from. Some people go to church and all of that. They shy away from conversations. They shy away from a lot of things. Some people go to the gym. They shy away. They'll be like, oh, that guy was trying to talk to me and I was so shy. No, it's not. It's not like that. Once you're supposed to become self-aware, you know who you are. Whoever he is that's talking to you, know that the person is actually the one that is coming to you. So you should see that as, I'm like, if you're not all that, the person, do you understand?
They wouldn't have approached you.
But it still all starts from confidence for me, because lack of confidence has made a lot of people, do some things that they're not supposed to do. So,
and I guess ultimately, I'll just say pray about it as well.
Take your spiritual life seriously.
Take your spiritual life, pray about it, so that you're able to decipher the sheep from the wolf, and because sometimes people come to you looking like they're the real deal. And then sometimes, people have been deceived, like really good people. They're people who have done the work, like you said. Although sometimes it can feel a bit like a contradiction. How could you have done all that work and yet you didn't see that this person was not the right person for you?
Tricky.
But sometimes people can be very deceptive and they can be very manipulative. And if they were really gunning for you to deceive you and to manipulate you, trust you, without the grace of God, you will not. You might easily fall into that kind of trap. So absolutely pray about it, and and hopefully everything works out.
Prayer.
Well. But no, Lade, thank you very much. This has been such a wonderful conversation. I've really enjoyed our discussion. And guys, where can they find you?
Social media, TikTok.
What's your profile?
Lade Love, at Lade Love on Instagram.
The Love Doctor on Instagram and TikTok. Because you have a matchmaking.
Live on TikTok. I do host matchmaking live on TikTok. And we have a lot of testimonies.
More weddings coming out of your
I share below.
Love it. I love it. But no, Lade, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having
I really
me.
enjoyed that conversation, and I hope that maybe you will join us again another time.
Yeah,
for a different conversation.
Call me.
All right. Well, Well, guys, that has been us for today. Thank you for joining us, and please do like, share, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your family, share with your neighbors, share with everybody. Let them know that we are here at the RearView podcast. My name is Crofty, as always, and until next time, bye.
Oh, that was amazing.